Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I've been in Germany for 3 years now, and I thought I'd make a video for you and tell you how I came to Germany as an au pair. And I'm going to answer questions that I have about coming to Germany as an au pair. And if I don't answer a question that you have, you can always ask me in the comments and I'll answer it. How old do you have to be? So you have to be from 17 to 25 years old, but the rules are always changing, so you need to keep checking the German website and Aupair requirements, because sometimes they either increase the age or decrease the age. But for now, I think it's 17 to 25. Do you need German? If yes, what level? So you do need German A1 level for being an au pair. But if you want to come and study or do FS Yacht or BFD, that is the volunteer year, then you need to study until B1 or C1 for the university. Yeah. Why did you choose the au pair route instead of Ausbildung or university? So I'm currently doing an Ausbildung, but it's my 3rd year in Germany. So when I moved here as an au pair. And I did drop out of my degree in Kenya to move here to become an au pair. And most people say, is it worth it? For me, it was worth it because I was in my 1st semester of my degree. So it was really easy for me to just drop out and move countries. But if you're in your 3rd year of your degree and you have 1 more year left, I'd advise you to stay and finish it. And then you can come here and do a master's or do something else. So it's better if you just finish your degree. There are people in my class with degrees and they've started over again, because in the end, if you want to do an Ausbildung, they'll just check if you finished high school. They didn't ask me about what I did in university. So probably just finish your degree. Why did you choose Germany? I didn't choose Germany. I think Germany chose me. As much as that sounds so weird. So I was scrolling on TikTok, and that was after Corona times, and people had started moving to Germany, and I was scrolling on TikTok and I saw someone saying they were an au pair in Germany. I had never learned German ever before that point, and I started doing my research, and that's how I learned German and moved to Germany. So I didn't choose Germany. It's just I really wanted to move abroad, and then the au pair opportunity came and I took it and it worked out. Which websites did you use? So I tried Aupair World, but during that time they were locking out Kenyans out of the app, because I guess there were too many of us on the app. I also used aupair.com, and I was using the free version, because if you want to message families directly, you have to pay for it, and I didn't have the money, so I was using the free version. And then I met a lady there who said she's not going to do the interview individually, she's going to use a German agency, and the German agency is called My Family Aupair. So the agency did the interview with me. They didn't pick me, but they said, if you still want to come to Germany through a German family, we have families that we can connect you with. You just need an A1 German certificate. So the agency that brought me to Germany was My Family Aupair. My Family Aupair, with the girl with the red balloon. Yeah, they're the ones who brought me to Germany. But other people have used Aupair World, Aupair.com, Facebook groups, or if you just know someone who can connect you to someone directly from Germany, you can also do that. How long did it take to find a family? It did take a while, because I think I started searching in May or April of 2023. Okay, I'll say 4 months. It took me 4 months to find a family, because I was on the Facebook groups, I was on Aupair World, Aupair.com. Before I came across this lady who introduced me to the German agency, I was searching for a really long time. I'd say 4 months. How many families rejected you? countless. I can't even count. There are way too many. I was just getting rejections after rejections. There were single dads looking for an au pair. I'd say no, I don't want to work with a single dad. I get rejected. Some families just didn't want someone from Kenya. They wanted someone for like the Philippines or somewhere in Europe who can just come quickly. Because once I told them the visa process was going to be long, they were like, nah, we want someone who will be here like next week. So yeah, it did take so many families. What made your host family choose you? Again, I have no idea what I did. I have literally no idea. Because when the German agency did the interview with me, they told me they won't pick me, and then they waited for my A1 certificate, and then they introduced me to 2 families. So I did my interview with 2 families, and then I chose the family. I wouldn't say they chose me, because I did interviews with 2 families, and one of them had 3 kids, 2, 4, and 8 years old, and the other one had like a 3-month-old baby. And the ones with the 3-month-old were like iffy. Like, I didn't see any kind of connection from them. They weren't trying to get to know me. They just wanted to know how quickly I could get to Germany. They were telling me like, you live in a guest house in the compound, so I wouldn't be like a part of the house. I don't know, I just didn't feel a connection with them. But the family with the 3 kids, the mom was so nice, the kids were nice, they were like on video call. I also like did a video call with the dad, because the dad was always at work, and they were all so nice. I just felt like a good vibe from them. And the mom was also an au pair in Spain when she was younger, so I felt like she would understand me more as an au pair, because she had been an au pair herself. How much pocket money do au pairs receive? I received 420 euros as an au pair, but I was taking care of 3 kids. There are other people who receive more than 420, but the least amount you can receive is 280, and there are people receiving 280. So I was paying 350 or something for my language course from the 420 euros. So it was, I will say, it was a bit too little for taking care of 3 kids. And I had a friend, like an au pair in my German class, who was taking care of just 1 kid, and she was getting paid more than 420 euros. And the host family was paying for her vacations, and she was also free on weekends, and they were also paying for her German course. So like her money was her money, but I was getting paid 420, taking care of 3 kids, and still had to pay for my German language course from the 420. So yeah, it was too little. What expenses are covered by the host family? So when you live with the au pair family, they do cover like groceries, basically all the expenses in the house. All you do is take care of the kids. You don't have to pay for rent or pay for groceries or pay for anything. If you want to buy your own food on the side, like if you want to order food, then those are your expenses. If you want to buy snacks and drinks for yourself, then they come from your expenses. But the host family is supposed to, like, you're supposed to eat the food in the house, drink anything in the house, because you're a part of the family. You don't really have to pay for stuff. But for me, I had to pay for my language course. It depends with the host family. So if the host family wants to pay for the German course, they can, but they're not entitled to. They don't have to pay. And also, some host families do pay for your flight to Germany, and then you have to pay them back from your salary. But I paid for my own flight, so I didn't have to pay back the money. Can you imagine getting paid 420 and then having to pay back the host family from your salary? You have to pay them back the flight, and then you have to also pay them you also have to pay for the German course. It is a lot. Can you save money as an au pair? No. You cannot. I honestly, all the money I was saving, like if I decided this month I was going to save money, I ended up using it the next month for my German course. No, you can't save money. Like, I don't, if you want to build like a savings account, unless you're putting like 20 euros in there, let me just say yes, you can save. But for me, sometimes I ended up with only 5 euros at the end of the month. Or sometimes I would go to the supermarket and buy like snacks and my card declines. My card would just decline. That is how much I was suffering when it came to the financial side of things. So, can you travel around Europe? Yes, you can. So when you get the Aupair visa, it's a Schengen area visa. You can travel to any country in Europe. You don't have to apply for visas at all. But you should always check. Don't go to the UK. It's not part of the Schengen area. But you can go to Italy, Luxembourg, all these places, Austria, Belgium, Spain, all those Schengen areas. You can just book a flight, go there, have fun, come back. And it's also a multi-entry visa. You can just go in and out of the country, so you don't have to worry about anything. How long did the visa take? I did apply for my visa so I went for the visa interview in November of 2023, and the end of January 2024, I got my visa. I got my passport back with the visa. So maybe 4 months. How many months are those? Yeah, like 4 months. Did you ever want to quit? Yes, I did want to quit a lot. So in Germany, they do gentle parenting, and there is not really that much discipline with the kids. So the kids were kicking me, not all of them. The oldest, he was the one who was kicking me and telling his mom to take me back to Kenya, take her back to her country. Why is she here? All because they were only allowed like 30 minutes of screen time a day. And the mom said once 30 minutes are over, switch the TV off. But when I switch the TV off, they want to kick me and they want to fight with me. So it was crazy. Or like, there was also a time where the one who was 4 years old, he had a cold and he wanted to drink juice, and the dad had said no, and he came to me and said my dad said yes, and I said no, your dad said no, and he said I'm going to smash this glass on the ground and you're going to clean it up because you're the maid in this house. And I was like, oh my god, if I was in Kenya, no child would speak to me like that. Like, you just tell the parents and they get disciplined. But in Germany, the gentle parenting, the parents just say, oh no, don't do that. But the child does it again. So it was a hard experience with the kids. Were there misunderstandings with your host family? So, let me tell you. When I was signing my contract, it said I can work on weekends. But it didn't say I have to work on weekends, okay? It wasn't like she must work on weekends. So I assumed I'll work on weekends when the parents are working on the weekends, because when we did the interview, they said we might be working on weekends. So I took that as, okay, so when they're working, I'll take care of the kids. When they're not working on the weekends, I'm free. When I got to Germany, I was working Mondays to Saturday the whole year. Monday to Saturday. I didn't even have to travel or go hang out with friends in another country. And I was like, why am I working Monday to Saturday? All the other au pairs in my class are free on the weekends. And the host mom said, you signed a contract. The contract said you have to work on Saturday. And I said, well, yeah, but you guys don't work on Saturdays. You go on dates. They literally used to wake up, make breakfast, go on dates. And I'm left home with the kids. You said I should be taking care of the kids on Saturdays because you'll be working, but they're not working. That's not what the contract said. But I still had to work from Monday to Saturday because I was like, okay, if I bring problems and I can't find another host family or I have to switch, what will I do? That is just one of the disadvantages, because you know you're not from this country, and once your au pair contract is like it's not valid anymore, you have to go back. So I just had to work Monday to Saturday. They go on dates, I take care of the kids. Early in the morning, not even at night. Early in the morning. Yeah, man, it was an experience. Was your German good enough? It wasn't. So I was using Google Translate with the kids. The first like 6 months in Germany, I was only using Google Translate. And then I finally started picking up the German with the kids because they talk a lot. And I had to fight with them a lot. They were always like kicking me and I had to like defend myself. So I had to learn German to tell them to stop misbehaving, because they were misbehaving, because they realized I communicated with the mom in English and they communicated with them through Google Translate. So even sometimes they would call me names and they would just be like, they would just make fun of me. They know like, oh, she doesn't understand. But once I started understanding the language and speaking it, they started behaving a bit, because I was like, oh, she now understands what you're saying, so we can't like misbehave around her. Was making friends difficult? It was difficult. I think during my stay there, the friends I had were the girls from my class. And then I also just made like 2 friends outside of class. Just 2. And then, yeah, so I can say I made 4 friends in the 1 year I was there. But I constantly only hung out with one of them. Like going to the gym and stuff. She was my gym buddy. But it was not easy, because I was in a small city, and in small cities it's so hard to meet people, and it's only old people in families. There are no young people, and everyone knows each other. Everyone is in a relationship. Everyone is like they're in like a group. You can't get into the group. You are an outsider. So it is hard to make friends. Really, really hard. The loneliness, especially in winter, when you can't go out and meet people, you're just indoors. It's so cold outside, you can't leave the house. Crazy. What was the hardest part? The hardest part was living in a stranger's house with no family members around. I mean, the host family was nice to me. Apart from the kids being naughty most of the time, the host family were nice to me. But I didn't know anyone. I didn't have any relatives in Germany. It was so lonely. The loneliness was killing me. During winter, it was just crazy. I even spent New Year's alone in the house. That's another hard thing. During the holidays, when everyone is like off to see their family, you're alone. You have no family members, no friends. What will you do? It's really hard. Can I become an Aupair without an agent? Yes, you can. There are so many people who found their Aupair families without agents, especially if you have to pay them. Run, red flag. Because you literally do not need an agent, unless it's like a legit agent from a friend that you know it worked. Like my agency, they didn't ask for any money. They brought me for free. If you ask to pay money, just don't. I feel like Kenyans are always quick to give money because they don't want to do the research or do the hard work. Don't pay anyone. Literally just search for the host family yourself, and if anyone is asking you to pay, you're being scammed. Don't pay. Do not. Actually, the host family is the one supposed to pay the agency to get an au pair, so that the au pair is not charged anything. So if the agency tells you need to pay, it's a lie, because they've already gotten money from the host family. The host family is the one paying for stuff. You're not supposed to be paying. Is it possible without childcare experience? No, because it is not possible, because the host families want someone who can take care of children. So if they pick you and you don't have childcare experience, how are you going to take care of the children? And let me tell you something, Kenyans, we know how to maneuver around these things. Just because you don't have childcare experience doesn't mean you should say you don't have childcare experience. I wrote I had 4 years childcare experience. Did I? I did not. And I literally like said I have childcare experience, and I posted pictures of myself with children. Those children are children of the neighbors. I said, "Can I borrow your kids?" I took pictures with them. My niece and nephew took pictures with them, and they said these are the children I've been taking care of for 4 years. It's a lie. Just as long as you know you can do it. Don't say you can, and then they pick you, and then you don't even know how to change a diaper. You don't know how to cook. You don't know how to clean the house. Like, you need to lie with, experience. Is Germany better than the Netherlands or Belgium for au pairs? Personally, I can't tell you that. I haven't heard of au pairs in Belgium, but I've heard of au pairs in the Netherlands, Kenyan au pairs in the Netherlands. And I feel like the ones in the Netherlands are having a better experience than the ones in Germany, because there are so many stories of the German au pairs getting mistreated. But the ones in the Netherlands look like they're having a ball, like they're having a nice time. I also wanted to go to the Netherlands, but it didn't work. So I decided to just come to Germany. But the horror stories I've heard of the au pairs in Germany isn't as much as in the Netherlands. So personally, I would prefer going to the Netherlands, but Germany, I feel like au pairs prefer Germany because it has more opportunities after the au pair visa. Because when you go to the Netherlands, unless you have money to go to uni, they don't have Ausbildungs. But once you're done with your au pair visa in Germany, you have opportunities for the FSJ, BFD, that is the volunteer visa. You can go to school, you can do the Ausbildung, and there are so many Ausbildungs, like so many. You can do an Ausbildung to become a secretary, a hairdresser, nursing, in healthcare. You can also, like, there's so many Ausbildungs. You can even become a butcher. Like these people who cut meats, there's literally an Ausbildung for that. You can do an Ausbildung in the supermarket. Like, you see all these opportunities for people who've come to Germany. So I would say you can be an au pair in the Netherlands, but I feel like the Kenyans who go to the Netherlands end up coming to Germany. So just ask yourself what you want out of life. If you want to keep studying, come to Germany. If you just want to experience just 1 year and go back home, go to the Netherlands, or go to the Netherlands and come to Germany. Can men become au pairs? Yes, they can. Although I did ask the agency, like the German agency, I did ask them about men being au pairs, and they said yes, but the families they have are not looking for male au pairs. Unless you have a family they have like male children, then they're like, okay, we can take a male au pair. But usually they pick women because women are nurturing. There are men who are nurturing, but I feel like you'll have to do an interview with the families and speak up for yourself. Say, I am a man, but I can take care of kids. I can do the housework. I can cook. Like, I feel like men need to like defend themselves a little bit to the families so they can be picked. But yes, the au pair visa is not for women. It's for both genders, but the families prefer the women. Can I change host families? You can change host families. You can change host families as many times as you want, but it's better to stick to one host family only if they're good. If you're being mistreated, definitely change. You can change 2 or 3 times in a year. Why not? But don't go skipping from one family to the other. Find a family that's good to you and stick to them. Can I stay in Germany after my au pair year? Definitely. That's what I said about there being so many opportunities in Germany. After your au pair year, you can do a volunteer year, you can do the Ausbildung, you can go to uni and do your degree. They have duales studium, that is like the Ausbildung, but you're in university. So the Ausbildung is a diploma, and the duales studium, you get a degree at the end of it. So you're working and studying, and at the end of it is a degree. Ausbildung, you're working and studying, at the end of it is a diploma. And then you can also, if you have a degree, you can just enroll in uni and finish your masters. You can go ahead and do a PhD. There's so many opportunities after you finish your au pair visa. Would you recommend this path to others? Yes and no. The reasons being, I will say yes because I'm now in my third year in Germany and my first year in the Ausbildung, and I was able to come to Germany through Aupair. I really did not want to study German up to C1 to join university or up to B1 to do the volunteer year and the Ausbildung. I really just wanted to do A1 and do Aupair. And the Aupair visa is what helped me to come to Germany, and that's how I made my German better, and now I'm in the Ausbildung. I'm also saying no because there are so many au pair horror stories from the host families kicking their au pair out in the middle of winter, and there are stories about like some people being told to sleep in like the guest house, and it's not really a guest house, it's outside, and it's the middle of winter, they're cold, there's no heater. Some host families are just mean. They tell their au pairs to cook for themselves. Like the host family cooks and eat. The host family cook and eat together, and then they tell the au pair, no, you have to make your own meal on the side, and you have to eat in your room. You can't cook or eat with us. They're just weird people out here. Being an au pair means you're part of the family. You're like a big sister to the kids. You're supposed to be a part of the family. But some families are secluding the au pairs and treating them like domestic workers, because at the end of the day, you're an au pair, you're a nanny, you're there for the kids and light house chores. But there are au pair families who are making the au pairs deep clean the house every day. You come back from your language school, you take care of the kids, you deep clean the house, you cook, you do this, you do that. It's not supposed to be like that. You're supposed to do light house chores, and the host family is also supposed to be partaking in these house chores or pay someone else to do the housework. Like for me, I used to iron clothes, but not all the time. There used to be someone who used to come on Mondays and deep clean the whole house and iron clothes. But during the week, I would iron clothes like once a week, or the host mom does it. I would clean the bathrooms and toilets once a week. The lady who was getting paid will also do it, and the host mom will also do it. So you're supposed to share the chores. You as the au pair, you're not supposed to be doing that. So guys, we've come to the end of the video. If you have any more questions about being an au pair, I can make another separate video if there are way too many. But for now, I think I've answered most of the questions. Just put them in the comment section and I'll answer all of them. I hope you guys will come back and keep watching my videos, because I'll keep posting more and more videos about my journey in Germany. Bye!